Hello everyone. Before I begin, I'd like to say that if you even clicked on this video, I really appreciate it. Channel update videos like this don't usually draw the majority of a creator's audience, so if you cared enough to click and find out where this channel will be going in the next year, I want to give a special thanks to you in particular. This year was a really great one in my channel's history, and a big part of that came from watchers like you. Whether you're one of those people who comment on every single one of my videos, or one of those who watch often but rarely or never comment. Personally, I find myself in the second category more often than not, as I consider myself very supportive of the channels I love, but I almost never comment on anything. Anyways, I have a couple things to announce here, so I'll just get right to it. First of all, I am going to be taking a short hiatus from YouTube, which I am predicting to last up until about either February or March 2019. I'm going to get into why in a moment, but I want to say that although I won't be actively working on any content or live streaming, I will still be leaving you with something to watch over the wintertime. Over on my second channel, GamesBrain Plays, on a daily basis, I will begin to upload my Fire Emblem guide and Let's Play. And just like my first NES Fire Emblem LP, I have increased the speed of the gameplay and added back in the music myself later, which makes the game run at a much more acceptable speed for both playing and watching, and I think it makes it much more enjoyable to sit through. I hope that this series can help make up a little bit for my absence, and if you're curious why I'm going to be leaving for a bit, well, here's the scoop. First, and most importantly, my current teaching contract is going to finish in February. Right now, and early next year, I'm going to be doing a ton of job searching to make sure that I have my next job around the time that it finishes, or at least that I have work starting in April when the Japanese school year begins again. I know myself, and I know that if I keep video making or live streaming in my mind while doing this, I'm simply not going to be able to focus on finding my best next position, and I really need to take this hiatus to keep my priorities straight. Besides this, there's a couple other reasons too. The second reason is that this is just a weird time of year to try to make videos. Everyone is busy around the holidays and New Year, no matter where you are, and I am no exception either. On top of doing the job hunting, there's also shopping, hosting family, and planning upcoming trips, which means that I'm barely going to have time to even work on anything. And the last big reason, which is going to lead me into my next big update, is that I am planning on implementing some significant changes to my channel in the next year. People who read my community posts already know that I'm going to be changing my channel name, but this also means doing a whole lot more work. While I already have my new logos and title card, I also need to design banner art for both my main and second channel, plan out how I'm going to handle changing the name and make sure that everyone in my audience hears it, get videos ready for the first couple days and weeks after changing so that my rebranding attempt doesn't just whimper out without any new content to mark the new direction, and a whole lot more. When I do this switch, I want to do it right. So rather than just try to rush things, I'm going to take my time with it and come back strong to mark the end of my hiatus. When I do return, besides just having a new channel name, I'm going to be implementing a lot of other changes to improve the channel as well. Here's just 3 of them. Number 1, I am no longer going to stream on my main channel. Well, at first, I thought that streaming would be good to fill in time gaps without new edited content for my channel. I've instead found that the audience for streams and the audience for my main work are very different. Not only are a lot of people just not into streaming, some of them are just turned away from channels that do a lot of it. If you're one of the people who love my streams, I want to tell you, please don't worry, because I'm still going to stream just in a different location. When I return next year, I will be doing my streaming on twitch.tv, and when the streams are completed, I will then transfer them as videos over to my second channel. I'm doing this for a couple reasons, one of which is that it's just nice to get exposure on a second platform that's not YouTube, while still doing it in a way that those who like streams but refuse to use Twitch will still be able to see them after the fact. In case you're worried that you're going to miss it when I go live over there, please don't worry, because I'm still going to inform people through either temporary videos on my main channel or just a community post when I intend to go live. Number 2, I'm going to be branching out and making new content which is going to cover things other than gaming. My main channel will generally cover 3 main subjects: gaming, TV/movies, and my lifestyle in Japan. While the last topic may seem a bit out of sync with the others, I find that talking about things like games, media genres, and of course anime/manga all inevitably lead there in the end. As a lifelong gamer who lives in Japan and intends to stay here, I have more than a couple things to talk about which I think will interest YouTube audiences that are already fascinated with all things nerdy. Number 3, after establishing my new brand with multiple videos and being sure that I'm back in my rhythm with content creation, I intend to start up my Patreon account again. Once upon a time, back when my channel was over 10 times smaller, I had a brief run on Patreon that I eventually canceled because I was about to begin my move to Japan and I knew that I would be just too busy to justify taking anyone's money, but also because there was just a general lack of interest. At most, I had 4 backers, and although I'm still extremely extremely humbled by the generosity. I just felt that back then it wasn't the right time to try to go crowdfunded. I told myself that I would try again when I hit 20,000 subscribers, which, as you can see, I did much earlier this year. However, at that time, I was working on finishing my Hyrule Warriors videos, and I knew that as soon as they were done, this channel was going to need some big changes going into the future. If I had started up my Patreon then, eventually, the people who pledged around that time may start to feel that they weren't getting what they donated for. While I'm sure that there are some people in my audience who would just like the chance to support me, I still felt bad thinking about starting things in that kind of situation. So, instead, once things are rolling under the new brand and I feel that I have a kind of consistent content that people would actually want to support, I am definitely going to be bringing back my Patreon. If you already support other content creators on Patreon, please let me know what kind of extra privileges you enjoy getting through your pledges, and I'll take your suggestions to heart when I'm deciding on my backing tiers. So I hope all of that gives you an idea as to where I'm going to be taking things in the future. However, before I go, I wanted to just take a moment and look back briefly at my channel this year. Back in January, I was sitting at about 11,000 subscribers, and at that time, I thought it would be really amazing if I was able to double my channel size in this single year. On top of this, after deciding that my channel was a little bit faceless, I also made it my goal to try to create a closer relationship with my audience through things like community posts, polls, live streaming, and using a lot more facecam in my videos. While I had done streams and some facecam in the past, I felt completely uncomfortable doing it, and I wasn't sure if I would be able to pick up the necessary improvisation and stage presence that leads to successful streams and audience interaction. Fast forward to December this year, and I'm finding comments like this, which pleased me greatly, and I have videos like this on my channel. Okay, let me blindfold myself now. Okay, I'm hitting her. Okay, if I do this... Is it dead? Did I win? Hold on. I can't attack anymore. I won! I did it! I did it! My subscriber count is almost exactly double in size, and in one of these months, my profit from doing streaming from some loyal and extremely generous fans actually exceeded my YouTube ad revenue. When I look back on my most popular videos, I find both old videos that blew up big back in the day, and a whole lot of stuff from this year right alongside them. All in all, I put out over 100 videos on my channel this year. This was easily my biggest and busiest year, and I'm so happy to say that at the end, it actually paid off. I'm going to end things by making a little wish here that by the end of next year, I'll be doubled in size again and can manage to hit 40,000 subscribers. But even if that doesn't happen, I just want to say that my time spent on this site has been truly a treasure, and I'm incredibly grateful to anyone at all who's been willing to watch me and my content. Thank you all so much. I wish all of you to have the best holiday and new year, and in the meantime, please don't forget about me, because I'll see you next year.